Here we go. Oh, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Sorry about the late start. I'll get Steve talking in a minute, and then I'll do some sharing and stuff like that. So, good evening, Steve.
Yeah, hi, mate. I'm going to reinvent myself here. I'm going to be known now as Veterans Camp Bath Commando Steve. I'm going to reinvent myself.
Commando Steve. So anyway, tell us what's been going on. I will put some pictures up, but tell us what's been going on.
Yeah, well, we've had a busy couple of weeks. We had a professional blogger come down, and I think hopefully if we can just give that sort of the video of him. So that was very interesting.
Was that by any chance Freedom Dad?
Yeah, Freedom Dad. Yeah, so he did make a small video, and I don't know if you've got that lined up, but if we could show it at some stage, just to because that gives a view of the camp and why he came down. That's quite that's quite good, and it really, I mean, this won't be too long, but I just wanted the opportunity to show a few pictures of the food parcels and everything else, and just really to thank people for all their gifts and donations. I'm not sure if I could look a mince pie in the face, but we had plenty of them. And I went to the food bank last week, and they still had Christmas puddings and everything like that, all out of date and everything. But the homeless peoples can eat out of date mince pies and Christmas puddings for a few months yet, I'm sure. But Christmas is alive and well.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just going to get that video up in a minute. If I can.
Okay, yeah, that's the one called Honored and Humble. If you could put that, and then that just gives a bit of an intro to people. I mean, some people have probably, a lot of people have obviously not been to the camp, but it just gives you a bit of an insight, and that's quite a good.
What was it? The interview he did with you?
No, it's called Humbled and Honored. It's
you did send it to me, didn't you?
Yeah, it's on your WhatsApp, because that's just a nice sort of introduction.
Humbled and honored, right? Yeah, I've got it. I've got it. One sec.
I mean, the first thing what went down, when I've been taking videos, I've been doing it sort of this way. So the first thing he told me is, have you wiped your lens cover and do it that way. So, I learned something in the first 5 minutes, but it was good to have somebody, who does interviewing and that full time. And he did do a series of interviews while he was here. But
yeah, he certainly did. He's a great interviewer. Freedom Dad, I've got to say, he really is. Certainly more eloquent than me. But he is a good interviewer. Well, I'm going to get to see Freedom Dad and meet him in person when I go to Ireland in July for the 12th celebration. So that's a bit of a plan, and I'm going to go with Will, of course. So, guys, we had a friend of ours, Will, come down to camp, and he stayed for about 3 weeks. Freedom Dad come down. He was in Scotland, and he made his way down. I just couldn't get back, but thank you, Will. Thank you for everything you've done for camp and that. And I know you're planning stuff, and that's what we want. I just carry on anyway, Steve. Go on.
Yeah, just while you're looking for that video, again, I just want to thank everyone who sent. We had somebody kindly sent some money, which made sure that we had food that we couldn't, over Christmas. And again, John can mention a bit more about the Christmas dinner, but we had a wonderful Christmas dinner thanks to a money donation. As I say, we had lots of mince pies, crackers, and local donations. Somebody from Scotland, sent us a big bag of Tesco tea bags, which was wonderful, and toilet rolls, because that's well thought of and something we use every day. And also we had a number of gifts. We had some speaker lights, which from one of John's friends. We had a dartboard, and you'll see, hopefully John later can put up a picture of our Christmas dinner table, and John can mention that. You'll see on the table a gramophone record. So not a gramophone record, but a gramophone. And of course, we're now on the hunt for records. So if you've got any old records, something like this, I've actually forgotten. I don't know if this is a 75 record or a 45, but I know it's old. So hopefully, if we can have a 1940s weekend or something like this, or D-Day, we can put Vera Lynn on something. But if you do have any of these, so this is a shout for his master's voice records, not new ones but old ones, and that will be a great asset to our gramophone. So we've got some disco lights. I don't think we have on camera John's Guns N' Roses, but there's always next time.
Right, hold on. I'm gonna get that video up for you in a sec.
So I'm in Bath.
Right. Come on. How do I do this now? So I've gone to StreamYard. Right, let's get it up. Share screen.
Okay, another news here at the camp restoration is going well. Refurbishment. The clubhouse is looking good now. We need a little bit more. Okay, well here's Freedom Dad. So I'll let him just say a little bit about the camp. I mean, it was a bit of a privilege having him, and he gave us a few tips on how to do interviews and everything else. But let's just see what he has to say, because he does have first-hand knowledge of PTSD.
I'm in Bath, and I'm at a camp for veterans. It's a PTSD camp, and it's quite beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful, and I just want to tell you why I'm here. And this has been planned for a wee while. I've just been really no well, really bad, like 5-6 weeks. Lungs absolutely killing me every time I cough. Still got a sore throat, but I'm getting better. The sort of infection in the chest is gone, or whatever it was, but it was brutal. Honestly, absolutely brutal. And so I'm here. I finally made it. 15, 16, 18, I can't mind how many hours it was, but it was some journey. But yeah, PTSD, I'll start with that. I was diagnosed with complex PTSD because of a number of things, you know what I mean? And, I don't like going on about it, because, at the end of the day, I've managed to deal with it thanks to social media, thanks to you guys as well. I suppose it started when I was really young, before my mum died, with the bombs that went off in my area. I lived in number 5 Kilburn Street in the village, and they put a bomb in the shops at the end of my street, which was quite horrific for a wee boy. And then they put 4 or 5 bombs in a factory called the Star Jean Factory, which was just across, just like 2 streets away from me. Quite horrific and quite traumatic. Which at the time, you know, as a wee boy, I remember standing at my front door, the army and the police and everybody out in the streets, and one bomb going off after the other, and being really distressed and upset and crying with my mum with her arms on my shoulders. I'll never forget it. But you don't know anything about things about PTSD or anything like that. You just go through life, you know, dealing with things. And then obviously my mum died when I was 8, and then I was put in a care, suffered abuse in both children's homes. You know, sort of everything sort of went up in the air after that, and then into prisons and stuff like that. And you know, seen a lot of violence, was involved in a lot of violence, and yeah, then I lost my wife. So, you know, that's complex PTSDs. It's layered trauma. When you think you deal with one bit of trauma, and then another bit of trauma comes, and if you're stronger, people can deal with it, but eventually it's like stacking stuff on the top of each other. Eventually it gives. So that's my input of who I am and what I've been through. So I understand PTSD and understand, and it's nothing compared to these guys. These are veterans. And, you know, on that, because I do have a lot of people in my community from both sides of the communities, you know, Protestants and Catholics. So I need to address that as well, you know. You know, being brought up in Belfast in the 70s, I had a really good relationship with the soldiers, you know, that when I was really no well, the soldiers took me to hospital in an army ambulance, and interactions with the soldiers on the streets was always amazing. I used to collect army badges from different regiments and stuff like that, and I've always been a supporter of the British Army, you know. So that's who I am. So when an opportunity like this has came along, I'm taking it. If I can help anybody, I'm going to help them. And the whole point of me being here is to teach the guys about social media, how to start up YouTube channels, how to start up TikToks, to get their stories out like me. To do exactly what I've done because it worked for me. And if it worked for me, it might work for somebody else. And that's what it's all about, guys. So yeah, I'm here to set up and teach guys how to use TikTok, how to film, how to use CapCut, how to edit. I'm going to see the horse. And, you know, just get familiar with social media. Yeah. But yeah, I'm also here to promote the GoFundMe that the guy that runs this place, to bring that back to Belfast. Hopefully get it into some pubs and the Union Jack shops in the Shankill and East Belfast, and get the boys over to promote these guys, you know what I mean? And just help a little bit, you know, because as you can see, it's quite substantial. That's where I'm staying over there. That's the bovey is up there. You know, you can see a wee Shetland when we see the Shetland. So yeah, that's why I'm here, and I've been looking forward to this for a long time. This has been on the cards for a while, but because I've been no well and stuff like that, and you know, I have been taking a lot of flack for leaving Northern Ireland and all sorts of mad stories, you know what I mean? But you know, like I say, I don't like always talking about what I'm doing. A wee Shetland, guys. Oh yeah. Hello. Hello. Hey, you saying hello to my community? Yeah, you are beautiful, aren't you? You are beautiful. So yeah, it's cold, really cold, but an absolutely beautiful place to be. So I'm going to be here for a while. This first couple of days, just getting to know the guys, and going to be getting some interviews. Going to interview the guy that runs the place, and find out what they want from me. I'm here to do whatever they want. Like I say, you know, after losing my wife, I lost my way. Like, I was destroyed, mentally destroyed, and you know, it took me 3 years to get myself back onto a sort of straight and narrow road, you know. And yeah, it was really, really difficult, and I don't really like talking about it, you know what I mean, because I think it doesn't help. You know, I've moved on, I'm better, and I still have problems, you know. Going back to the house over in Scotland with everything, with all my wife's stuff there, is difficult. Brings back a lot of memories, but like I say, I've got you guys, and you know, I don't care, like, all the trolls and all the haters and all the rest of it, you know what I mean? And it doesn't bother me, because I just feel sorry for them, because I'm in a better place, I'm a stronger person, and what I've been through, I wear with armour. It's like just layers of armour, so nobody can touch me. But yeah, it's been a journey, and I want to pass my experience on, not just to you, but to anybody. And like I've always said, my platform is there to help other people, to encourage other people to do what I'm doing, to interact, socialise. For people that don't leave the house, you know, for 3 years I never left the house, and so you know, I relied on YouTubers, watch YouTube, and they helped me. You know what I mean? So I want to give that back. That's all I want to do. I just want to give a wee bit back of my experience and do what I can to help as many people as possible. And being here is an absolute honour. There's the chickens, and we got ducks over here. I'll show you ducks. It's an absolute honour. I mean, like, honestly, like, you know, getting here was logistically a nightmare, exhausting, absolutely exhausting. And but I'm so proud to be here. I'm so happy to be here, and it is a true honour to be doing this. And I would give up every minute of my day for these guys, without a doubt, you know. And, you know, like I say, a lot of people, some people in my community don't like the army because of the history of Northern Ireland and what's happened, you know. But at the end of the day, guys, you know, same as the paramilitaries of the IRA, you know, we all move on, you know what I mean. People do things and join the army at a young age, and you know, it's an opportunity for employment, and you know, they're not bad men, you know, they aren't, you know. Everybody is brought up in different ways. Like us in Northern Ireland, the paramilitaries, the Protestants, the Loyalists, the Republicans, the Catholics, you know, we never asked to be brought up in East Belfast or South Belfast or Londonderry or, you know, or Armagh or the Divis or Ardoyne or Andytown, but that's where we were born and bred, and we become the community, and the community was paramilitaries, you know. That's the way it was, you know. That was the life that we led in the 70s and 80s and the early 90s. And, you know, we don't hold grudges. Some people do, but, you know, there's no point, you know what I mean? It's, at the end of the day, hate makes the heart die and makes you know well. And, you know, we've all got to move on. You know, there's a reason for everything, you know. Good people do bad things. Doesn't mean that they're bad people. And, you know, these men are amazing. These men are amazing men. And, you know, I can't say too much. I'm going to leave it to them to say what they want to say, and when they get their YouTube channels up, they can do and say what they want, and they'll bring the stories, and it's up to you if you want to follow them. The rest of them I will be promoting it, and like I say, there's a GoFundMe page in here, and I will be getting that. I'm just giving you a wee rundown on what I'm doing, why I'm here, and why I've been away from Northern Ireland. I haven't been put out, nobody's threatened me. But yeah, I've had a few things to do, you know what I mean. It's you know, I have got a personal life as well, and I have devoted every bit of my time to my country, to Ulster, bringing Protestants and Catholics together, running about the country, doing videos every day, doing lives, interacting with you guys, and I've enjoyed it. It's not hard, and I do enjoy it, but you know, I need to come away from it sometimes, and I need to do other things as well. And you know, it's a bit sad the way some people have behaved, but you know, at the end of the day, it's been a minority, and yeah, it is what it is. And I think people, hopefully now, you understand that, you know, it's not about me. It's not about me. This isn't about me. The platform isn't about me. As you know, it isn't monetized. Everything's free. There's no adverts. I've got Buy Me a Coffee. It helps me travel, helps me get about. It's the only income I've got, guys, you know what I mean? And I appreciate all the help that you've given me. But yeah, there's going to be more videos to come. This is just a wee introduction to what's going on, what I'm doing, why I'm here, and why I'm not in Northern Ireland. And I do miss you all so much, and I will be back. Everybody like, you're not coming back. I'm coming back. I just can't tell people what I'm doing all the time, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next lot of days. I don't know how long I'm going to be here, but it's absolutely amazing. It feels good. I'm relaxed. I don't know. Look at it. Look at it, guys. How could you not be relaxed here? And this is an amazing place for ex-veterans to come and just have a wee break. It's just a break from cities, a break from normality of what these guys have to deal with when they hit Civvy Street. And unless you're a soldier or you've been in the army, you probably don't get it. But coming out of the army and going into Civvy Street is something that, you know, only these guys can explain. You know what I mean? But yeah, and plus I get to wear my American Air Pilot's jacket that I've had for many years. And yeah, so I'm really happy, really happy. Tired, cold, but yeah, onwards and upwards, guys, and as always, God bless.
Yeah, Thank you, Freedom Dab. I hope he gets in the chat soon. But yeah, you know, I'd love to have been there, and you know, I get it. You know, and I understand. Social media is important. I have been mithering Steve, actually, people, to get a YouTube channel going. So I think I'll have to sort that out. But yeah, Veterans Camp Bath. Let's get some pictures up. So I visited a few days over Christmas. So let's get them. Find them pictures. And here we go.
Just while John's finding the pictures, just some translation there. When Freedom Dad mentioned the buffet, that of course was the clubhouse. And those of you who haven't seen the clubhouse lately, it's looking great on the outside, and we're gradually doing a little bit more repairs on the inside. Now look at that table. John can tell you a bit about that table. But look at that gramophone, ladies and gentlemen. 1940s night, got to be done. And remember the records.
Proper gramophone, guys. But when it would be moved back, the top thing fell off it, so it needs soldering on. But that's our Christmas dinner. Will was there for the first time, and he did a turkey crown the night before when we got in from pub. He set all that up. Turkey crown got cooked, and you can see, I think that's the meat of the turkey crown just on the corner of the picture. If you can see me waving it around there, that's a turkey crown cut up, but it was lovely. Veg and all that, and as you can see, we got Yorkshire puddings, gravy, we had plenty of crackers, and that is my 5th Christmas dinner at the camp, my 5th Christmas dinner on the run at the camp. And obviously, I spent a lot of time at the camp over the past 5 years because I've been looking after my mum. And my break or my away time was at the camp. But yeah, it was a lovely Christmas dinner. I can't fault it. And I can't fault any. So what I did, I saved afters. Then the next day, when we got the fire going, I cooked my afters the next day at the fire. Or later on that night in foil, and then I had another meal, and that's what we do regular at the camp. But can't fault it. You can see our lights up, and there is some disco lights there. One of them is here that you can see, and we've got 4 lights. Mark sorted out the entertainment and a big flashing speaker and that. Anyway, what's the next picture? So where's this now? Is that the kitchen area?
Yeah, that's the kitchen area, and that's what we've got the GoFund for, because we're looking to put some material on top of that, and then that's going to be where the sink is.
So yeah, and he's got has Dion already got a sink for that area?
Yeah. Well, we managed to get a sink, but that's where we are. You know, just fitting it and putting the insulation. That's the word I was looking for. We've got to put all the insulation up and then cut it up. I just wanted to put this in. Sorry, can you just go back one with the reindeer? Sorry, because I know John likes little stories. This I just thought I'd put this up because this is a picture of reindeer, and this is how the Royal Marines saved Christmas. Because up in Liverpool, this reindeer actually escaped, from one of Santa's grottos. So it escaped and went round the streets of Liverpool, and the Marines were doing doing some training nearby, and they mobilised the Royal Marines to go and find this reindeer, track it down, and then with the help of a vet and the police and everything else, they managed to capture it. Got it sedated and everything like that, and it woke up back in Santa's grotto. So that's a story of how the Royal Marines saved Christmas. But carry on then.
So that's the kitchen area, guys. We're going to have a proper sink in it. Obviously, we got water and electric, as you can see. So that's what our next mission is. The GoFundMe link's in the chat, and that is direct to DeAndres and no one else. Doesn't pass through any third party or anything. It goes direct to Dion through the GoFundMe. So we can assure that the money will be spent wisely. And there's no third party or no one else in it. So directly to DeAndres, and we want that kitchen in and sorted out, guys. So that's what we're saving up for. And you know, I built a lot of this. It started off as just a box with no electric, and then we've added onto it. Before the concrete went down, me and another guy called Chris, we put all the stone down and thumped it all down with the thumper. I did that. And with that, did we do that? That was early last year, I think. That we did that, me and Chris. But whatever I can do when I'm at the camp, I do, whether it be just cutting wood, refilling the hot tubs, filling the fire up with wood, or anything like that. When I do get a chance, I'll just clean all the bunkhouse and the shower area out as well when I'm there, which I have done over the past 5 years. And I don't have to be asked to do it. I just get the stuff and do the job. But yeah, so we want to sink, and we want a proper kitchen, and that's where it's going, guys. That's where it's going. So let me check. The GoFundMe link's up there, and I will put it in the chat. It's in the chat already, and I think I will highlight it to the top of my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I just want to thank. There's already people who, thanks to that from Freedom's dad, we've had half a dozen or so people already contribute. So thank you for that already. So we have kind of, if you like, reactivated it, and it's now working. So that's fantastic that people have watched, you know, that first video and actually donated. So you know, your donations are, you know, very, very welcome.
Yeah, they are, guys. Thank you very much. And yeah, and again, let me just tell you that any money that's raised goes directly to the family. Don't pass anybody else. Don't pass my hands. Don't pass Steve hands. It goes directly to Dion, which will go to funding that for the kitchen. I just want people to know that. And the GoFundMe is marked up for Dion Drayson as well. So I just want to let people know that. But the PTSD camp, we've been going now for 8 years. And I was there at the beginning, me. Not anyone else. Big John was there from the very beginning, and I've supported the camp all the way through. Just honoured, really, to have met Steve. He's a great guy. We've done a few videos already and talked about stuff, but he's a great guy, and very honoured and welcome that we've got him at the camp. Good evening, Lodger. Helping to run things. And my role, I'm just media manager, me. Well, I'm going to be doing a lot on social media. We have started a TikTok account up, so we'll start uploading videos to that. I think the next step is a YouTube channel. And then when I stream, I can still stream to the Veteran Camp Bath channel as well if you want to do a particular show on that. So that's what I'll do for the camp. You know, I do pay for things at home, but I don't ask for any money. I don't want any money. I just do what I can do to support the camp. I'm not a veteran, but I can support the camp through social media, doing videos and doing interviews. And through doing that for the past 8 years, I've raised thousands of pounds for the camp, guys. Donations, all sorts of donations. Of course, I bring stuff down myself, and Steve has seen the amount of stuff that I bring down to that camp in one go, all by myself. And Steve has actually witnessed me bringing 3 tablesfuls of stuff.
I've helped you carry the shopping bags.
You did.
What? I think it's very interesting, the start, and that was one of the things that Freedom Dad did. He actually interviewed Joe and Dion, which I found very interesting because it showed how the camp started, and I think Freedom Dad did about 45 minutes YouTube because he's broadcasting to his community. But I wonder, could we put say 10 minutes of that that YouTube thing on, John? Is that possible? But because I know a lot of people have heard, the names Joe and Dion, but not many people, unless you've been to the camp, you haven't met them. And I thought, perhaps if we could put, say, the first 10 minutes of the video on, if that's possible, John.
Yeah, I think we can manage that. I'm just working.
I know you like to be put on the spot.
No, it's not putting on the spot. I should be able.
But I think it's good because a lot of people, I tell you, and Joe, she ddid mention it, but a lot of people ring up and then they're not really sure. It seems almost too good to be true, where you can go with a farm and animals, you get free food. And then a lot of people ring up and they say, oh, yeah, I'm coming down. And then a day later that they sort of say, well, I'm actually not coming now. So, for whatever reason, because, with PSD or, any sort of PTSD, you do go up and down. And I think if we just show say the first 10 minutes, so people can see, see how it all started. I think that's an excellent video, and perhaps we could put the link up and people can watch the whole the whole YouTube thing. But I was very impressed because I think within a couple of days it had over 1.5 views and over 100 likes, and the comments were sort of marvelous, and it's really good to see that. And I thought, perhaps as we mentioned Joe and Dion all the time, perhaps if you could show that
it's coming. Yeah,
if you've got it. Okay, nice one.
Now, won't be a minute.
Okay, that's brilliant. And then I gave an interview afterwards, which I very much enjoyed doing. Only I had to wear me bobble hat because I hadn't had a haircut. So I've had a haircut now. So, so I'm all right.
Won't be a minute, guys. I'll just I've got to let it download before I play it. But yeah, I'll go through them videos.
But I'm just trying to think what else has happened to the camp. Oh, the geese. If anyone's been here, the geese have got their own little house now, and they.
What you mean, separate than the chicken coop area? The little
they've
house.
got their own little house now, and 5:20. You can almost set your watch for it. They come walking around, and then they go in them. They go in themselves. That's so that's they've had their Christmas present, the little geese house, which is quite nice.
Right, here we go.
Freedom Dad here, and I am so honoured to be with Dale and Joe, who have created this camp. The camp you have seen. You've seen the interview with Steve-O. You've seen a wee bit around the camp, and I've spoke a wee bit about what the camp's about, PTSD, and my connection with PTSD and the army, being from Belfast. So I'm absolutely honoured to be here, and advancedly I've managed to get the two of them. So I'm going to introduce, this is Dale and this is Joe. You like to say hello to my community, guys?
Hello, everybody.
So I'm going to start with Dale. So you're an ex-army man yourself. What Navy, Army?
Yeah, Army, ex-parachute regiment.
And what was the drive? What started the initial thoughts of what you've created here, which is totally amazing? Where did it begin?
It began, to be honest, we went to a small demo with Saving Children in that and veterans in Nottingham back in, I think it was 2018, something like that. Now, it might have been 19, but before that, 2018, there was a small demo in Bristol. It was to do something about someone who'd been lost their life in prison, in Bristol prison, and a load of people come down from Manchester for that, and they stayed at our camp, and then from that we got invited to Nottingham, and when we went to Nottingham, we were invited to speak on the stage, and I just happened to agree with the whole demo because it was like children, forced adoption and all that sort of stuff, and veterans being on the streets and blah, 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 persecuted. And I said, listen, if anyone ever wants to come to my place and camp and we'll look after you, I can do that. And
how long ago was that when it started?
That was 2019,
I think.
19,
18,
yeah.
19.
18, 19. Maybe the later part of 18, 19. Yeah. And we've still got a lad here, which was not one of the first, but he's been with us probably 5 years or something like that.
Yeah.
From that demo, that he was on that demo, and he heard it and he came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So has it been challenging?
I'll tell you. Yeah. So Nomad. It's called Simon. I'm going to say his name. Freedom Dad's not well. He's got a chest infection. But yeah, and Simon came down, and it's still at the camp. It comes and goes, and he's a good mate of mine now, Simon. And he's seen my videos about the camp, and that's why he first came down. And that demo Dion was talking about is Justice for Bunny, a lad who took his own life halfway through a prison sentence. Since then, I've done a lot to do with the prison system, not just on civilians, but with veterans as well. And we've had veterans in jail and stuff like that. So, yeah, and it was 2018. It was something like June 2018 that I first met Joe. Then I come back to camp. Then I first met Dion. We looked out on that field. There was nothing on that field. And now we've got a bunkhouse for veterans, a big, massive clubhouse. We've got a shower block with multiple toilets, multiple showers. Also fitted in there. There's a washing machine, a dryer, all the essential things you need to like live there. Obviously, we're in the middle of a field. It does rain every now and then. It does get cold, but we got a gift. A friend of mine, Paul, sent down 4 blankets, electric heated blankets, and I had the honour of having one of them the last at Christmas when I was there, which is a good thing. And Paul, actually, he wants to bring a lorry load of stuff down. That's what he wants to do to the camp. So that'll be up and coming, hopefully this year sometime. He's absolutely adamant. He's seen what I do. He's seen how I support people, and he wants to support the camp. But I'll be introducing Paul soon to Steve and Joe and Dion and that. But let's carry on.
Has it been difficult? Has it been a hard journey for you as a couple as well?
Yeah, very challenging because we weren't really expecting anyone, and we ended up with this building here was a stable at the end there.
So it was just 12 foot by 12 foot.
So we had a little stable and we put a tent out there.
Yeah.
So we used to get 20, 30 people for the weekend and that in the end. So we've extended and put the shower block in and the bunkhouse in. And yeah, we sort of adding all the time.
Yeah. So how many guys would you get? And I think there's families as well. Joe, is it families that come? What's your part in this?
Yeah, so the lad that Dion was just referring to didn't have, he would come and stay and bring his children down here.
Yeah.
And stay in the summer holidays or the Easter holidays, and the children would have break fun, and he'd take them off on day trips and take them horse riding, and they just had their freedom and they could stay with their dad. Whereas he didn't have that opportunity where he was living at the time. So yes, definitely families. So we might get a vet that says, well, I'd like to come, but can I bring my children? Yes, you can bring your children, and we'd have to find a weekend when we can accommodate all of them, obviously. But yes, we're open to vets and families.
And what kind of feedback do you get from the veterans after they've been here? What?
Well, they keep coming back, so it must be good.
So
it becomes a community. It becomes a big family.
Yeah.
Honestly, we all class each other as family, and when they go, we stay in touch, and then all of a sudden they come back again. And we've got some new ones wanting to come in, and at the moment they're not really sure because they haven't been here. Once you've been here, you can understand that we are a big family, and everybody looks after each other. But because they haven't, they're not quite sure, so they stall, and then they might have a few problems. But as well as that, we run courses from here. So, and they're very, very good courses.
So what kind of courses are we talking about?
We're talking Spectrum for Change. Is it Spectrum for Change? Which is a professor, Mick Stott, and his wife, Victoria. And they'll come down here. We'll give them the free accommodation because we've got the glamping pods. And then the vets come here and stay in the bunkhouse, and we'll provide the food. And then they get taken off separately. And I'm not sure how they do it.
I'll just explain a little bit. Spectrum Transition Course, Mike and Victoria, who we've talked to plenty of times, and they've done 2 lots of sessions at the camp. The last time we did it, I think there were 5 or 6 people involved in a session. So what they do, they come to the camp and you live with them. You live with them at that camp. And they've already got things set out, you know, how to talk to you and stuff and get you to open up. But they live with you for 4 days at the camp, and they've done it twice at the camp. And I've got videos, and I will put them up, of Dion talking about his first experience of the Spectrum's transition course. We also had Mike, who was a veteran who got locked up, he came out and did the Spectrum transition course, and he did, like, at the end of it, he did a little video that he'd done the course. And it's so sad when you know Mike's story, but it's so happy and buzzing when he does this little video, and I've cried at that little video a couple of times live. But the Spectrum transition course is a very intense course, and I am hoping that if we do this course this year, that I will be doing that Spectrum transition course, because I've talked to Mike and Victoria. We talk about PTSD, combat PTSD, how we can help people and stuff like that, and we do that all the time. And so hopefully I'll be getting on that course. But let's get back to the video.
I'm not sure how they do it, but it's absolutely amazing. But they don't ask you to talk about your bad memories. They talk about the good things in your life. So all the good things.
So it's to do with PTSD.
Yeah.
To help you.
Talking about PTSD, and you being a vet yourself, transition from Army, Navy, RAF, whatever, you know, any veterans, it's difficult to have experience with it. When my foster daddy was in the UDR, and I seen the troubles that he had going on the Civvy Street. So what is out there right now for guys, you know what I mean? Because obviously there mustn't be much for you to have done this. You know, what's going wrong in this country?
Yeah, there's nothing out there. The government don't seem to help, although they've got a veterans minister. But like a lot of my good friends who actually do run sort of similar things to us, but they use hotels. So they get the money and they send you into a hotel.
How long for?
Well, I've never known anyone do it for longer than 2 nights.
Right. Well, that's not any good.
They'll provide you with a sleeping bag,
Yeah.
provide you with a tent, provide you with some fresh socks and that.
Yeah.
But there's only so much a veteran on the street can carry.
Of course.
And a lot of them will tell you that's no good. Yeah. And they don't want to go into a hostel.
Yeah.
Because a hostel don't go to sleep till about 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
Most of the people in the hostel are on some form of
Addictions. Yep.
addictions.
Yep.
and they're banging your doors, kicking your
Yeah.
doors. So they don't want to do that. So that's where we say, come to us. We've had quite a few people come to us. They don't want to come in here. They just want to be on a tent, in a tent, and go down the corner somewhere and sleep.
So there's a problem with veterans asking for help. You know, that's
Yeah,
one of the
it's
very
main things. Yeah.
It's very difficult.
I'll just pause it there, and it's you know, I've had I came into all the cause and that. Obviously, I want to be a politician, but I want to support people, especially vulnerable people. My own family, armed forces, my uncle and my cousins all served, but you know, I want to support people. Obviously, I'll be supporting civilians as well as veterans, but you know, it's so hard to speak up when you have trouble. We're men. I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of holding things in without speaking out and talking to people. The courses that we've done at the camp, the Spectrum Transition, the old reboot course we did. These things get you talking, and then you know, you get out and you share what you're going to do. They are quite intense courses. We just started a new course, and all I'm going to say is that it was intense. The 3 hours that we did, it was very intense. I'm not going to share what was said or anything, because that's a course. We keep things within the course. Obviously, as a political person and a person who does social media, I'm okay with sharing some of my things, but nobody else's stuff gets shared. But we had a very intense course, and we're going to be doing a stream next Friday, and we're going to be talking about it. But you know, it's so difficult to speak out as a man, and it must be so more difficult to speak out as a veteran, you know. And I understand this implicitly now through the activism I've done and the people I've supported, and I've seen people with PTSD. I've supported people with PTSD, anxiety issues and stuff like that over me 5 or 6 years of being political, but over the past 10 years in general. And that goes on all the time. And I was been supporting people this week who are vulnerable. But, you know, it's so hard for a man to come forward to say that, you know, he's upset or he wants to talk about it. So it's so hard. But at the camp, you can talk. You can talk. People are relaxed. When you go to that camp, you're very relaxed. You're not near any town centres. You don't hear any traffic except for what's coming on the camp. We're probably a good mile and a half, maybe 2 miles away from the nearest little town centre, which is Norton St. Phillips, and we're 5 or 6 miles away from Bath. And it is in the middle of nowhere. You're in a big field, guys, and it's very relaxing. When I go there, I seem to not go on social media, which is a good thing. For me. And I just try to relax. I wake up in the morning and I'm not being woken up by bin men or ambulances or loud traffic where I live now, or a school. There's a school near me. So in the morning between 8 and 9, it's very busy. I don't wake up to that. I wake up to peace and quiet. The odd cock-a-doodle-doo when they had the donkeys in, yeah, or something like that. But, you know, it's a very relaxing place, and that's where you can come out and talk about issues that you have. But let's carry on with video.
I think for a veteran to ask for help, I think most of them don't ask for help. Someone spots them, and then puts a call out. Oh, I've just come across a veteran. Blah blah blah. Can anyone help?
Yeah.
And that's how.
Yeah,
you know,
and we've got, I don't know, you must have an idea how many veterans we have at the minute in the United Kingdom. There must average number.
What they say? 20,000, is it?
Well, actually sleeping on the streets and sofa surfing and in hostels.
Yeah.
It's about 20,000.
20,000.
So they haven't got a home they can call their own.
So what's the answer, do you think? What can...
Well, we need the government to set aside like some sort of package for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
maybe
what we
we
need.
more camps.
Absolutely,
maybe,
that's what
maybe
I was
this, they could look at this and use this as a prototype, maybe going forward, because this is working, hasn't it?
Yeah, this works. And we've got, like Joe says, we got Professor Mick Stott, who we can just call upon. He'll come here. He'll speak to whoever needs speaking to.
And we've
He's-
got Mitch as well, who's on the end
Yeah.
of the phone 24 hours.
Yeah, and he's in the
I just want to say, yeah, we do have professionals, trained professionals, but there's also people on camp with other qualifications. Sure, someone on the camp, she's got qualifications to work with vulnerable people, and several members of the camp are first aid trained as well. And we do, you know, we are on it when people come to the camp. We've had veterans come to the camp with pretty nasty infections and things like that. And obviously they can't be allowed to like stay at the camp. But you know, going forward, they've had help somewhere else, and then they'll end up coming back to camp when they're fully healed up. But yeah, it's quite well. It's very well run. Like I said, I've been going to that camp for 8 years now, and I've seen it all develop. And I've seen people develop, and I can safely say, and I've talked about it on my streams for goddamn 3-4 years, guys. I'm sorry to say, if people don't believe me, and there's plenty on my streams about it. And you know, so we do can get people to get professional help. We've had registered nurses, NHS nurses supporting the camp, as well as other kinds of professionals. So yeah, we're doing that route, and we want to keep it clean and everything. So there we go. I'll carry on with video.
US, but he's on the phone 24/7.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much.
It would be ideal. It would be absolutely ideal. For us at the moment, we would like to build another bunkhouse.
Yeah.
So if 6 vets phone us up tomorrow and say,
Yeah.
can we come in? Yes,
We
we've got
could,
beds
yeah.
for you. We would
Yeah.
love to turn them
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
And then if there's anybody, a farmer that's got a few acres of land that would like to set up a camp like this,
Yeah.
similar, then obviously we'd help, and
Yeah,
other
well,
people here would
Well,
help.
the emails and stuff, and the GoFundMe and everything will be in the link. I'll be adding everything.
Well, we've got an old farmer up on an old boy, Dan Packer, who lives on top of the hill over there, which we can see his house from here. He's given us like an acre and a half of land,
Yeah.
800 meters away.
Yeah.
It's got a stream running through it where we anytime we want, we can go down there and camp. And if you've got if you've got children, we can go down there and camp and
Yeah.
do a night's foraging. And
Well, we've got
Yeah.
people that can run bushcraft as well,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
need like 3 or 4 people that come here, but that has to be arranged because he lives so far away.
Yeah.
It
But
takes
that
him
we
so
can
many
do it,
hours to get
yeah.
here, and then they'll also do that for children.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll run a bushcraft for the children as well.
So
yeah,
do you think the uniqueness of a camp, and anybody, if there was more camps, I guess, is the fact that you've got veterans all together, all dealing with different issues, coming from different battles and dealing with different mental, you know, you got complex PTSD, you got PTSD, you've got personality disorders, all due to being in battles and conflicts around the world. Do you think bringing all these men together, and where there's no civilians and they're helping each other as well as what you do to help them as well, do you think that works here?
Definitely.
that definitely works here. But we have got civilian friends that would like to come down,
Yeah.
or do like to come down and participate in the like camp, but be amongst them and get the feel for them. And but they want to offer their assistance.
So
and
volunteers.
yeah, we've
So
got that as well.
how much help are you getting from the government or from anybody outside of what you are actually doing, like what you are doing with the pods and with the little income that you have got coming in? Because obviously the amount of electricity and the water and just the rent of the land is probably phenomenal. So what kind of help are you getting?
We don't get anything.
We don't
just
get
be
any,
honest,
we don't
yeah, yeah.
no, we don't get anything, but we'll get the odd person, and it always seems to be the same people that will send us some money. Like, for example, before Christmas,
Yeah.
we got some money sent through so the vets could all have whatever they wanted for Christmas
Yeah,
dinner
yeah,
and mince
yeah.
pies and this, that, and the other. But then we could go 6 months and not receive anything.
Yeah.
You know,
And I take it that can be difficult at times financially for the 2 years, like trying to keep trying to keep afloat and trying to keep the camp open and stuff.
Well,
like that.
basically, our money goes here.
Yeah.
You know, we don't do anything else apart from
Yeah, well, I
yeah,
do
our
tend-
money goes here.
Yeah, I do tend to use my platform and any other platforms. There's other platforms. There's Paz 49, who's
think that's a very good insight to the camp.
I've been muted there. Sorry about that. I stopped that. But yeah, money coming to the camp, guys. You know, people do donate. I don't have any money. I've donated a few quid now and then. It's turned on, Dave. Sorry about that. It's turned on. But what I can offer is my social media, and I do have to pay for something, but I'm not bothered. And we've had interviews with several high-profile people, Joanne Dion, separate times over the past few years, and I can offer that, and I'm happy to do that all the time or whatever we can to support the camp. So that's how I physically and mostly support the camp. And again, I don't want any money or anything like that. I've not even been monetized for most of that time at all, but on purpose. And I do whatever I can to support the camp. I've shouted for people to donate, and they have donated. I've shouted for food hampers, and they have donated the food hampers. I go on about it all the time, guys. And while I'm here, that is the address for the camp. So you can send stuff directly to the camp. And that is the address for the camp. Norwell View Farm, Norton St. Phillips, Bath, BA2 7LR. And it's off Bath Road. It's off Bath Road in Norton St. Phillips. You can't really miss it as long as you know what you're looking for, but you can't miss it. But there's the address if you want to send anything. There's a GoFundMe link at the bottom. Remember, we're wanting, oh, I can't present that. We're wanting the kitchen area built. I'll just stop that video. We've had enough of it there for now.
I think that's a good idea to stop it, because what I wanted to do is just, you know, Dion and Joe explain that much better than my dulcet tones, and a lot of people have heard about Joe and Dion but actually haven't seen them. So I think that's that was an excellent as an intro, and you can watch the full the full video, as I say, on YouTube. I actually did a video as well. I'm not sure if John has got that, but I wouldn't mind just showing that, but not the full extension, just maybe 5 minutes from 26 minutes in. I don't know if you're able to do that, John, but there's just a couple of points I just like to make on that one.
I will. You carry on talking. I will.
Yeah. So it's just 26 minutes in. You don't want to hear my dulcet tones, but someone did write on the comments that from Freedom Dad, I could listen to these guys all night. So, but I just wanted to say 10 minutes of my tones in the interview from Freedom Dad, because obviously with Dion being a para and me being a Royal Marine, there is a bit of competition to see how many views we can get, but we're all singing from the same hymn sheet. I don't know if you can get that interview with a Marine up on 26 minutes, but that would be great if you can.
I will. I did have it a minute ago, and I'm not sure what I've done with it, but bear with me. Yeah,
no worries. Well, this is the first, as I say, we are going to get our own YouTube channel, and lots of interesting and exciting things we can, we can plan. We've and we're going to have some guests. We haven't got a guest tonight because I thought it was good to show you, give you an overview while John and Dion, made that, gave that interview. That's a good insight to anyone who's thinking of, following the camp. And I'll do a book. I'll do a book review next week. Someone sent us a book called Secret Spitfire, and it's really,
yeah.
so we'll have the lady on, hopefully one of the ladies who worked in the Spitfire factory, which is actually in I think some was in Salisbury and some was actually in Trowbridge. So that'll be an interesting you know, an interesting show.
Yeah, it's just coming up in a minute, that video. So yeah, guys, live at the camp. Steve's reindeers. There's a dartboard they got. And
Yeah,
it is a nice...
thank you for Andy. That was from a local guy called Andy. So that's well received.
And there's our what did he call it now?
Gramophone.
There's our gramophone, and it does work, guys. It might need a little bit of oiling, but it does work. So if you've got any gramophone records or something for a gramophone, needles or anything like that, they'll be very welcome at the camp. And we're going to get that spruced up and running proper. And like Steve said, the Secret Spitfire, we met the girls in was it Frome where we met them, or
no, we met them in Trowbridge.
Trowbridge, yeah, we met the girls in Trowbridge. She did a story. I have got it somewhere actually on my YouTube. I'm sure I have, but I will check that out. They dress up as WAFs, so we're going to do an open day at the camp, and then they'll be all there dressed up. Hopefully, we'll have a few other people there dressed up as well. But it is great stuff. I've got to say though, this November coming, I'm going to be spending it in Oldham, unfortunately, and I have spent the past 5 Novembers at the camp filming and recording. I've got some mint pictures of Bath Memorial on my social media that I've took. Thousands of pictures actually over the years that I've been going. But right, I think the video's sorted out now. So I've got a good 26 minutes in, yeah?
Yeah, 26 minutes in, yeah. I mean, if people really want to hear my dulcet voice, they can watch the full interview on YouTube. But there's just a couple of videos that I put within the interview. One is the Royal Marines 4-5 Commando being blessed before going into battle in Afghanistan, and one is the remembrance service at the camp. So there's 2 very short sequences within that the last kind of 15 minutes of that interview, which I think John will like. We've had a bit of wet and windy weather here. I don't know if anyone is watching who's a caravan expert, but we had the skylight flew off of my caravan. So if anyone knows about fixing caravans, let me let me know. And just while John's lining that up, as I say, we are veterans camp friends and family now. And we have a new veterans camp bath at gmail.com and a telephone number. But I think we'll all be pleased, when the summer comes. It has been a bit wet and windy, but I'm sure we'll cope. Actually, I don't mind it skiing because I can try and get some Pusser's planks. You know what Pusser's planks are? Like skis. And then, you know, we can go skiing around the, you know, round the camp. For those people who can't skis, I'm sure we'll fix you up with a pair of snowshoes, John. You can do that.
Mate, I don't need any snowshoes. I'm size 13. I've got built-in snowshoes. I'm just getting on to that video. Won't be a minute.
Yep. Okay. No worries. As I say, once we get the new channel up, then we'll get you know, we'll get some guests on the show. And I think there's lots of things to look forward to next year. I mean, off the top of my head, there's Armed Forces Day. We'll probably have something for that. Obviously, the Remembrance Parade, which everyone does, and then we've got D-Day event, and we'll keep you posted on other events. And I think we'll try and get some guests on, you know, unusual guests, but obviously military related. Okay, there's me. I'm wearing a bob hat because I hadn't had a haircut, but it's just to show the last, hopefully the sequences. There's a couple of video sequences. Hopefully will come on. And if John's done it and started it, about 26 minutes. Excuse me. I put too much Baileys in my hot chocolate, I think.
25:59 it's starting on.
Okay, yeah. So this is I was only talking about leadership here, and then I wanted to show a quick video which is within the sequence of 4-5 Commando being blessed just before they go into battle in Afghanistan. Think about, and I know there's, you know, we're saying, you know, a lot of people I know, but because for like a lot of people, I would say that God is alive and well in the services. For example, the Navy have something like 84 Padres, and the Army has over a couple of hundred.
Yeah,
and they always get blessed before they go into you know, but before they go into battle. So I think
I've got a clip. I'm sure we've got a clip, have we not, of something that yeah, we have a clip. So I'm going to play this clip now.
You bow your heads for the 4-5 Commando blessing. And the blessing of God Almighty, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit be upon you, 4-5 Commando, and all your loved ones, this day and forevermore. Amen.
4-5 Commando, the chaplain has just blessed the most awesome and arresting sight. It is a sight that I adore, a band of brothers, the most special club. We will give those who seek to oppose us an honourable way to become part of the legitimacy of Afghanistan. But if they refuse that and become irreconcilable, we will fight them hard and ruthlessly, as 4-5 Commando always does. And we must look after the people who have known nothing other than war and oppression in their lives to date. It is about Afghans before it is about anybody else, ourselves included. We must, and we will, I know deep in my heart, get this right. I wish you good luck, Godspeed, and I will stand at your shoulder throughout.
they've just seen that clip, so they have Steve-O, and so do you want to talk a wee bit about it?
Yeah, no, that was a clip, not from a film, but from actually people going, getting ready and going into battle, and that goes back to one of the things that you learn as a veteran and in the Marines is qualities of a leader, and that you can see for that clip, that judgment, bearing, willpower, integrity, courage, and knowledge. Those guys have.
Do you miss it?
Yeah, I do miss it, but I almost kind of still in my mind, run my life with those sort of qualities, really, or you try to, and always make up, if I'm going to do something, almost make up a training program, if we're going to do.
Do you think a lot of guys are like that? They hold things to what they've learned in the army, they put into, they carry on in life and civilian life, and do you think it could cause problems for them because they're not detaching themselves completely? Because sometimes the army life or the navy life and all that is for that specific reason. It's for being in combat and going to war and being prepared and ready for war. And civilian life is totally different. Can you understand what I'm saying? It's should men still hold on to the values and the core what they've learned in the army and the civilian life? Yeah,
I think if you could try and put, I would like to think that most people who, I think the great thing about the services that you can join as a young army cadet or marine cadet, and you can go up. You have the opportunity, to go up through the ranks, and that's you do a junior NCO course to become a corporal, then you do a senior NCO course to become a sergeant, and then you even get the opportunity, you can become an officer, you can do I was too thick to I would have liked to have stayed on, but after so much time, you get a not particularly good job. But I think the great thing about the services, you can, you do have the opportunity to go up through the ranks. I mean, some guys join as Marines and they'll always be Marines. And then you get other guys who go up through the ranks, and then at any time, you can go Corps Commission and become, an officer, and those guys make, really good officers. Yeah. But one thing you mentioned before about remembrance, and that's a great time for the veterans, they're coming together, and we have our very own, we have a flagpole and everything here.
Yeah, and I'll just show them it. I'll stick it in now. Yeah. Don't let them see it. Wait!
The supermarkets will continue to do what they do, and they even dig their heels in if they feel that the action is becoming violent. What we need to do is make sure that we can get families on the table at the supermarkets. The media is a better way to do this. There's a much better way to do this. But my priority is to take the burden off families. Their lives will be easier if we don't keep calling more household, more taxes, more regulation, interfering with their businesses. That's one big thing. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay, I just wanted to show you that, guys.
Is that it? Is that enough for that? Yeah.
That's enough. Yeah, I just wanted to show you one thing: the Marines on the beach going into battle. The lieutenant colonel there was a guy called Oliver Lee at 38, one of the world's best colonels, a Sword of Honor winner, Commando Medal winner. And you name it, he's done it. But I wanted you to just see that bit about being blessed by the Padre, because not a lot of people know this, but there's lots of Padres. In fact, I'm hoping to get one on the show that have actually done the Green Beret course, and they've been posted to Marine units. So they're, to give spiritual guidance and support. What you find is if you're on board ship, the Padre in a detail of Marines goes ashore first and checks out the bars and see which one are good enough for the lads to go into. But we'll make one of those one of our interviews. But I think that's all for me. I just noticed the time. Blimey, we've been on ages, so I don't want to stop any veterans, from their hot chocolate, and I think I've still got I've still got my Eccles cake left, but no, I'm happy with that. I thought that's a good video, and as I say, if you want to watch the full interview with Joe and Dion, which is a good groundwork, so what the camp is all about. I think that was a good insight. So really, that's about all from me, really. And I'll let John finish. I know you could talk for hours, John, but I'm a bit older than you.
Obviously, you just watched that video where they're on the field. The picture behind me is that field lit up. And the words written at the bottom are "Minds at War," but that is the actual field, and a picture of it took from a drone when it's fully lit up. And when we first did the memorial, we had, I'm not sure, it might have been about 35 lanterns lit on the path going up to it. Was the amount of veterans who took their lives that particular year. When we did this, and I can't remember when we did it, maybe 2020, it might have been something like that. But that, that is a memorial lit up, done from a drone. Minds at War. Let me just get out of your way a little bit. So yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for any comments that are in the chat. God bless you all. They have lost the plot, Dave. And we'll see you. I think I'm doing we're doing Crossroads to Ealing next week, but the week after I'll make sure to get Steve on, and we'll hopefully get a guest on. So please follow us. We have got a TikTok channel, but what I'll do, I'll get the details and I'll get that spread out this week a little bit, and I'll upload some videos as well to the TikTok channel, as I've got hundreds of videos to do with that camp, so I can get some uploaded. But thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for Steve for waiting up for me. I've been to an important meeting tonight, and I had to have me saying I didn't get back till 10 o'clock, and we're supposed to start the stream at 9. But thank you, everyone, for joining in. My name's John Lawrence, and you're watching Veterans Camp Bath stream, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Any last words, Steve?
Yeah, and it's goodbye from Commando Steve.
Commando Steve. God bless everyone. Good night.